Hello lovely viewers, you are most welcome to our channel Poetry Online. In this video, we shall be discussing some past questions on subject-verb agreement. Kindly subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get updates on all our new videos. Once again, let us assure you of a very interesting discussion. Get ready for this lesson. The committee agreed that neither the watchman nor the traders dashed to blame for the fire outbreak at the market. A. Is to blame for the fire outbreak at the market. B. Were to blame for the fire outbreak at the market. C. Are to blame for the fire outbreak at the market. D. Was to blame for the fire outbreak at the market. The correct answer to this question is B. The committee agreed that neither the watchman nor the traders were to blame for the fire outbreak at the market. None of the teachers dashed in the dining hall before the trouble started. A. None of the teachers were in the dining hall before the trouble started. B. None of the teachers was in the dining hall before the trouble started. C. None of the teachers have been in the dining hall before the trouble started. D. None of the teachers is in the dining hall before the trouble started. The correct answer to this question is B. None of the teachers was in the dining hall before the trouble started. One of my classmates elected the senior prefect of the school. A. Were elected the senior prefects of the school. B. Have been elected the senior prefects of the school. C. Was elected the senior prefect of the school. D. Are being elected the senior prefects of the school. The correct answer to this question is C. One of my classmates was elected the senior prefect of the school. Neither the teacher nor the students dashed in class during the rainstorm. A. Was in class during the rainstorm. B. Were in class during the rainstorm. C. Has been in class during the rainstorm. D. Is in class during the rainstorm. The correct answer to this question is B. Neither the teacher nor students were in class during the rainstorm. What does John and Jeffrey doing there at that time of the day? A. What is John and Jeffrey doing there at that time of the day? B. What was John and Jeffrey doing there at that time of the day? C. What are John and Jeffrey doing there at that time of the day? D. What were John and Jeffrey doing at that time of the day? The correct answer to this question is D. What were John and Jeffrey doing there at that time of the day? He is one of the few students who still dash basketball. A. Who plays basketball? B. Who play basketball? C. Who played basketball? D. Who is playing basketball? The correct answer to this question is B. He is one of the few students who still play basketball. Neither Peter nor Paul dash willing to wash the car. A. Are willing to wash the car. B. Is willing to wash the car. C. Were willing to wash the car. D. Be willing to wash the car. The correct answer to this question is B. Neither Peter nor Paul is willing to wash the car. Behind the new houses dash a group of people. A. Are a group of people. B. Is a group of people. C. Be a group of people. D. Were a group of people. The correct answer to this question is B. Behind the new houses is a group of people. Every constituency in the country dash its own member of parliament. A. Elect its own member of parliament. B. Elects its own member of parliament. C. Have elected its own member of parliament. D. has elected its own member of parliament? The correct answer to this question is B. Every constituency in the country elects its own member of parliament. Are you the person who dashed beaten last night? A. Are you the person who were beaten last night? B. Are you the person who has been beaten last night? C. Are you the person who was beaten last night? D. Are you the person who had been beaten last night? The correct answer to this question is C. Are you the person who was beaten last night? Either the soldiers or the leader dash to blame for the theft. A. Either the soldiers or the leaders have to blame for the theft. B. Either the soldiers or the leader is to blame for the theft. C. Either the soldiers or the leader are to blame for the theft. D. Either the soldiers or their leader has to blame for the theft. The correct answer to this question is B. Either the soldiers or their leader is to blame for the theft. Neither the accountant nor you dash able to solve the problem. A. Is able to solve the problem. B. Are able to solve the problem. C. Was able to solve the problem. D. Be able to solve the problem. The correct answer to this question is B. Neither the accountant nor you are able to solve the problem. No boys of this kind dash here now. A. Leave here now. B. Leaves here now. C. Leaves here now. D. Has lived here now. The correct answer to this question is A. No boys of this kind live here now. Amma together with her sister dash today. A. Traveled today. B. Travels today. C. Have traveled today. D. Had traveled today. The correct answer to this question is B. Amma together with her sister travels today. Neither you nor I nor anyone else dash where the treasure is hidden. A. Knows where the treasure is hidden. B. Have known where the treasure is hidden. C. Known where the treasure is hidden. D. Know where the treasure is hidden. The correct answer to this question is A. Neither you nor I nor anyone else knows where the treasure is hidden. The manager dashed that he is not responsible for the loss. A. The manager persists that he is not responsible for the loss. B. The manager desists that he is not responsible for the loss. C. The manager insists that he is not responsible for the loss. D. The manager resists that he is not responsible for the loss. The correct answer to this question is C. The manager insists that he is not responsible for the loss. In Animal Farm, Oral dash about the evils of communism. A. Has been writing about the evils of communism. B. Writes about the evil of communism. C. Will write about the evils of communism. D. Will be writing about the evils of communism. The correct answer to this question is B. In Animal Farm, Orwell writes about the evils of communism. Neither the cities nor the country dash entirely free of crime these days. A. Are entirely free of crimes these days. B. Was entirely free of crime these days. C. Is entirely free of crime these days. D. were entirely free of crime these days? The correct answer to this question is C. Neither the cities nor the country is entirely free of crime these days. The farmer, as well as his sons, dash maize. A. Grow maize. B. Were growing maize. C. Grows maize. D. Have been growing maize. The correct answer to this question is C. The farmer, as well as his sons, grows maize. My friend and counselor dash gone. A. My friend and counselor have gone. B. My friend and counselor is gone. C. My friend and counselor are gone. D. My friend and counselor were gone. The correct answer to this question is B. My friend and counselor is gone. He was the only one among the boys who dashed bored. A. Who were bored. B. Who are bored. C. Who been bored. D. Who was bored. The correct answer to this question is A. He was the only one among the boys who were bored. Romeo and Juliet dash a play by William Shakespeare. A. Romeo and Juliet are a play by William Shakespeare. B. Romeo and Juliet were a play by William Shakespeare. C. Romeo and Juliet is a play by William Shakespeare. D. Romeo and Juliet was a play by William Shakespeare. The correct answer to this question is C. Romeo and Juliet is a play by William Shakespeare. All but one of the factories dash collapsed. A. All but one of the factories was collapsed. B. All but one of the factories is collapsed. C. All but one of the factories has collapsed. D. All but one of the factories have collapsed. The correct answer to this question is D. All but one of the factories have collapsed. If she dash your senior prefect, would you insult her? A. If she were your senior prefect. B. If she was your senior prefect. C. If she is your senior prefect. D. If she would be your senior prefect. The correct answer to this question is A. If she were your senior prefect, would you insult her? He dashed to meet the minister if he wants to win the contract. A. He has to meet the minister if he wants to win the contract. B. He should have to meet the minister if he wants to win the contract. C. He needed to meet the minister if he wants to win the contract. D. He has had to meet the minister if he wants to win the contract. The correct answer to this question is A. He has to meet the minister if he wants to win the contract. If Thomas dash our leader, no one would disobey him. A. If Thomas had been our leader. B. If Thomas was our leader. C. If Thomas is our leader. D. If Thomas were our leader. The correct answer to this question is D. If Thomas were our leader, no one would disobey him. No one except her friends dash her. A. Likes her. B. Like her. C. Have liked her. D. Is liking her. The correct answer to this question is B. No one except her friends like her. Corn from the United Kingdom and France dash arrive for sale next week. A. Have arrived for sale next week. B. Are arrived for sale next week. C. Has arrived for sale next week. D. Is arrived for sale next week. The correct answer to this question is C. Corn from United Kingdom and France has arrived for sale next week. Though both Sam and Tom are eligible, neither dash interested. A. Neither was interested. B. Neither are interested. C. Neither were interested. D. Neither is interested. The correct answer to this question is D. Though both Sam and Tom are eligible, neither is interested. My dad, together with our teachers, regularly dash us to study hard. A. Are advising us to study hard. B. Is advising us to study hard. C. Advises us to study hard. D. Advise us to study hard. The correct answer to this question is B. My dad, together with our teachers, regularly is advising us to study hard. Neither Otu nor his sons dash here. A. Neither Otu nor his sons are here. B. Neither Otu nor his sons is here. C. Neither Otu nor his sons has been here. D. Neither Otu nor his sons has been here. The correct answer to this question is A. Neither Otu nor his sons are here. One of the fundamental changes dash the transition from trading to manufacturing. A. Is the transition from trading to manufacturing. B. Have been the transition from trading to manufacturing. C. Was been the transition from trading to manufacturing. D. Are the transition from trading to manufacturing. The correct answer to this question is A. One of the most fundamental changes is the transition from trading to manufacturing. Neither the teacher nor the student dash the thief. A. Have seen the thief. B. See the thief. C. Seen the thief. D. Has seen the thief. The correct answer to this question is D. Neither the teacher nor the student has seen the thief. Each man or the woman dash the weekly dues. A. Each man or the woman are paying the weekly dues. B. Each man or the woman pay the weekly dues. C. Each man or the woman pays the weekly dues. D. Each man or the woman have paid the weekly dues. The correct answer to this question is C. Each man or the woman pays the weekly dues. Either the soldiers or their leader dash to blame for the defeat. A. Is to blame for the defeat. B. Are to blame for the defeat. C. Has to blame for the defeat. D. Have to blame for the defeat. The correct answer to this question is A. Either the soldiers or their leader is to blame for the defeat. Neither the accountant nor you dash able to solve the problem yesterday. A. Is able to solve the problem yesterday. B. Are able to solve the problem yesterday. C. Was able to solve the problem yesterday. D. were able to solve the problem yesterday? The correct answer to this question is D. Neither the accountants nor you were able to solve the problem yesterday. Either the children or the father dash the hedge. A. Trims the hedge. B. Trim the hedge. C. Were trimming the hedge. D. Have trimmed the hedge. The correct answer to this question is B. Either the children or the father trimmed the hedge. The hunter, together with his children, dash meat by the roadside. A. Sell meat by the roadside. B. Sells meat by the roadside. C. Selling meat by the roadside. D. Are selling meat by the roadside. The correct answer to this question is B. The hunter, together with his children, sells meat by the roadside. Ayarga with 5 friends, Dadadash arriving today. A. Ayarga with 5 friends is arriving today. B. Ayarga with 5 friends were arriving today. C. Ayarga with 5 friends are arriving today. D. Ayarga with 5 friends to be arriving today. The correct answer to this question is A. Ayarga with 5 friends is arriving today. Only I dash qualified to the contest. A. Only I is qualified to the contest. B. Only I are qualified for the contest. C. Only I am qualified to the contest. D. Only I were qualified to the contest. The correct answer to this question is C. Only I am qualified to the contest. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share this video.